What's up, everyone? Dem Boys back at it. These are my final thoughts from playing the beta that are useful, not just me talking, alright? These are things that will translate that you want to know so you can prepare to be better at Madden 21 because it's right around the corner. It's almost here. So, firstly, we're going to start with defense. Lots of changes here. Big time. Almost a mashup of the last 2 years combined, which in a lot of ways is maybe my final takeaway from this, is that it's like the last 2 years combined into one game. Like they just kind of tried to refine different things from each year and stick them together a bit. So on defense, 3-3-5 was by far my favorite formation. It really wasn't even close. What I was actually doing is I was putting safeties in at the linebacker spots and going ahead and find myself doing a lot of cross man. So the two best defenses that I found were using the zone depth to create levels up the sidelines. So if you run a crosser or you run a post that's about 20 yards deep, and I've got a cloud if I'm worried about a flag, maybe it could be a purple if you're worried about crossers, sitting at 20 yards, your receiver's going to run right into him, right? He's right into that zone, and that's a big reason why they added that. The reason I talk about cross man is because zone reaction windows have initially here, unless they tune it, have shrunk quite a bit. What I mean by that is you have your defender is going to react. If this year they would react in this large of an area and have a chance of jumping the ball, this year the area that they're going to react is like this. And I think a big part of the reason they're doing that, at least on the beta, they'll get their feedback, is because you can set zone depth. So they're saying, hey, the reaction window isn't going to be as big, but we're going to allow you to be more precise with where you place them. There's your trade-off. So it does seem logical. So when you couple these things with the other fact that user lurk changing directions, like zigzagging around, just isn't going to happen. They made it pretty seamless where you can run with a route. And they did add pass interference, so you can't just go whacking routes that are coming across the other way to slow them down anymore. It was a great tactic. That's done. So that's another reason why cross-man, putting these other zones in different areas, is so important because you're not going to... The days of you covering 3 routes are over if it's a well-designed route combo. And lastly, because all of these factors meshed in together with the fact that the quarterback is able to throw out of a sack now with no abilities, has really made it so blitzing is not very effective. Could it become slightly more effective as something we mix in when we have faster players later in the year in MUT as things get tuned? Maybe. But definitely expect to play coverage this year. So, moving on to offense. So, the run game does work fairly effectively still this year, but because the passing game works so well, you will end up in shootouts. If you're going to run the ball heavily this year, you're going to, I think, need to be very much so willing to throw the ball on 3rd and 4th down, potentially really on 4th down, because you will have to keep up. And I think that's their biggest mechanism from stopping people from running every play, is the pass game is going to be so much more overpowered that you're just going to be putting yourself at a serious disadvantage. Egg catch is definitely back, not like last year, but I would say somewhere in the middle of this year and last year I definitely egged some people with Mike Evans and Gronk for sure. So you can do a little bit of that this year. As we get used to the game, you will expect to see videos of people showing how to do some glitchy egg catches. So from a playbook standpoint, West Coast was absolutely king. There just really wasn't anything close. I could see Patriots having a nice resurgence with Hot Route Master. I think Patriots was actually pretty good again this year. But, all of the usual stuff in West Coast that I tried really worked. Slot corner specifically in doubles north, West Coast bunch, near close. Those were the things that I really, messed around with extensively and can tell you that stuff will carry over. So definitely go check out my schemes for that. And in light of that, definitely expect some near close stuff coming from me soon, because I do think that we can start to prepare for next year now. So another thing that I really noticed, on top of all the things we talked about on defense with zone reaction windows, receivers are able to take hits much sooner in the catch animation and still hang on to the ball. Like significantly sooner. Guys, those are my big takeaways and things that we need to understand to be ready for Madden 21 the day it comes out. Other than that, like, comment, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe. We're less than 30 subscribers away from becoming an official YouTube partner. Thank you so much. Dem boys, peace.